According to the 2019 Fin Access survey, there has been a drop in the share of Kenyans saving for retirement. Only 1 in 4 Kenyans aged 16 and above saves for old age. Experts estimate that a retired person requires up to 60% of their former salary per month in order for them to maintain their living standards. However, majority of Kenyan youth will have to hustle for the rest of their lives to support and maintain their lifestyle because they lack a pension plan. A survey conducted in May this year by Infotrack Research and Consulting on behalf of CPA Financial Services shows that levels of pension savings are poorest among the youngest working age groups. This even as the youth of today desire to have a good lifestyle and enjoy their old age after they leave the workforce.
I wish to have a very nice life, at least a life of enjoying my old age.
Okay, mimi nataka kuishi maisha mazuri. A good life with no stress, good family. Anything that I need, I should be having. I don't need to struggle because at retirement age, I should gather a lot. Then nitakuwa nasema hii ndio savings yangu for the whole of my life. Na nataka nikuwe na life poa yenye at least sita regret kifika hiyo kiwango.
Even as every young person desires to have a good lifestyle in their sunset years, the question is, have they started to save towards this future? And if not, what is preventing them?
Ni pesa ndio kidogo. Mahitaji yangu ni mingi sana. Niko na watoto na nafundisha.
Kusave inakuanga ngumu sababu mahitaji inakuanga mingi sana. Sasa wakati mwingine wana save.
Cynthia Atieno, who is in her 20s, says she plans to start saving for pension after the economy gets better and when she starts getting a lot of capital from her business.
At least I can say when things are becoming better, especially when the economy becomes more better, yeah, we start there first. And then if at all the business I have, if I get a lot of capital and I make my business to become more bigger, yeah, that's when I'll start saving because I'm still starting the business. So there are some losses because I'm not used to it. So let's say just with the time.
Cynthia is among majority of the youngest working age groups in the society who feel the right time to start saving for their future is when they start earning more money. However, Godwin Simba, the managing director at Octagon Pension Services Limited, explains that saving should start immediately one receives their first income.
All the longevity, that means people live longer nowadays, so you can even have another 20 years or even 30 years after your retirement age to actually live, and you cannot live if you don't have sufficient income to take care of you at that point in time because of issues of medical needs. You need to bear consumption, and nowadays even in our societies people don't take care of their old age. So in that perspective then we advise and strongly do a lot of education to the young people to start thinking about their retirement from the point they get their first check, because we normally say your first check is as equally important as your last check when you are leaving employment.
Although we have several pension schemes in the country where both the formal and informal employees can join, some youth are not aware of these schemes, and for those who know, the perception is that such arrangement is only for those who are gainfully employed.
I'm not aware of any pension scheme.
I've heard of them, even the circles, but I've not joined any of them. Maybe it's because of 1, 2, 3 issues. But with time, I'm planning to do it because the part of savings I have in my account can take me to that pension scheme.
Yeah, I know of the NSSF. NSSF, that is the one that I know, but majorly is for those people maybe who are employed with the government.
Godwin Simba, however, states that this is the biggest misconception by the youth.
We are moving into a very quite, I would say a quite not a rosy picture to look at when it comes to old age poverty. So to alleviate yourself from that poverty, start saving now. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be in formal employment. You can be in Juakali, you can be selling mitumba clothes, you can be actually a mama mboga, you can be even a matatu crew. But you see one thing, setting aside even 1 shilling a day will make a difference.
Another reason why the youth say they shy away from saving for pension is that their money could get lost if they don't reach the retirement age. Simba explains what happens in such circumstances.
And risks happen every day, whether in our workplace, whether in our lives, in our families, and all that. So what we normally look at is that the fact that you are saving for pension is actually you are managing a risk in the first place. And that risk is called longevity risk. There is a possibility that you can live up to 90 years, but your energies and your ability to work will stop at 60. So meaning you are taking a risk to save some money for some sunset years that you are not able to work. That's risk number one. Risk number two, as you have said, is the fact that maybe you may not reach that age of 50 years. Maybe you may not reach that age of 60 years. But believe you me or not, the level at which as you grow old, there are people around you who depend on you.
As many youth are yet to start saving for their pension, there are still a few who have embraced the saving culture. 28-year-old Kennedy Otieno, who is a music producer by profession and a shopkeeper as part-time job, explains how he has to deny himself some luxuries in life for the sake of his old age future.
So if you sell more, you say, this amount of money, I've got enough money there. Let me go and buy something which I've been looking for a very long time. Because unaweza kuwa unatamani kitu fulani lakini hauna do. But siku nyingine umeuza poa, unasema, acha nichukue ile kitu yenye unatamani. But unasema tu ile savings yangu lazima tu kae tu pale pale. Yeah.
The benefits for saving for retirement is actually enormous. There's quite a lot. The first is the discipline of saving. You would agree with me that if you go to a circle today and save in a circle, the moment you get to some substantial amount of money within the circle, the first temptation you have is to borrow against that saving. And I am saying this because most people actually look at circle as the most popular way of saving. So if you save for a circle, then you'll be tempted to borrow. Now, as you borrow, they say always debt is always as sweet as as the money that comes in. So the moment you save, you also increasingly borrow. So whenever you get highly leveraged at the point where you are maybe retiring or so, we've seen many people actually using that money that they are in the circle to offset the debts they have taken. And in most cases, the amounts that they have borrowed has actually gone into consumption, not investments.
With the hard economic times, it is not easy to save, and if you have already started saving, you will agree with me that it is hard to maintain the discipline of saving consistently. Sir Henry Mahugu, who is a financial expert, explains how a young person can practically embrace the culture of saving and how they can maintain the financial discipline.
Life is made up of seasons of life. You start by being an infant, you become a teen, you become an adult, become a young adult, and then you mature, you get family, you grow old, your children go to school, they get also married, and they also get children, therefore you become a grandparent, and life goes on. All these are seasons of life. And it's also good to remember that you shall grow old one day, and therefore life is full of projects. You can plan with the end in mind. How do you want your economic status to happen when you are over 60 years old? So if you're 25, so you have about 35 years to save. So you can pay just a little amount every month, 20% of your earnings, drop them somewhere, they will accumulate and earn interest over time in a compounded manner. In other words, interest plus principal, then the next period, whatever interest is added to whatever you have within lump sum. So it grows faster over a long period of time. And thereby now, you'll be guaranteed to have the projects that you had actually planned to do those days in the future.
For future benefit, the young generation ought to start now to save and plan for their old age, lest time catches up with them.
The ants are wise animals. They gather in summer when they are able to walk around, because surely when winter comes, when you cannot go outside there, if you didn't have food, then you freeze or you die in your shelter.
Early preparation will help avert future pressure that leaves one poor or desperate over financial stability. For Hope TV News Watch, I'm Alice Diana.